Okay, good morning everybody. This is the last day on the mainland tonight. I take the bike, or I'm heading down to San Diego right now. And Steve here, I gotta leave him, and I gotta leave the girls. This just sucks.
Ava,
say hi,
Ivy.
girls.
Ivy,
Come here. Come here. Say hi, girls.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Say hi to everybody.
Say hi.
So this is where I've been hanging out for the last 12 days, and sadly we kind of got grounded due to the Forest Service canceling use of all the forests. And I actually, after 4 months on the road, I was pretty well tired. So we're ready to head home, get back to work, make some money, and get a real life for a little while. But anyway, so we're going to film the ride out of here, try and get a ride all the way to San Diego. We got about 120 miles to go today, and some of the most dangerous driving I'm going to do on this entire trip. I mean, you know, you think Indian Pass was bad. This is even more deadly.
Wait till you see the 405.
Yeah, I got to go 405 to the 805, and then I turn on the 8.
Yeah.
So
that's really cool that you did this whole thing with the Hawaii license plate, man.
yeah.
You didn't see any other bikes, did you, with Hawaii license plate?
No. People look at that and they go, "Did you drive that thing here?" And I go, "Yeah, I had a long snorkel." So for you are wondering how I got here, I drove on my bike with just a long snorkel. So, and if you believe that, I've got some property to sell you too.
Not this one, though.
No.
All right, buddy.
All right, Steve.
I love you, bud.
Yeah, I love you too, man. This has been long overdue. I mean, you know, this was supposed to happen 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have caught the Zan.
It would have been a whole different environment, believe me. You timed it right.
Well,
I had finished fixing the place up for, you know, having people come visit.
Yeah.
And I pretty much rectified everything in my head, so.
Well, everything changes, and
yep.
hopefully we'll be back in not too distant future.
Yep. I really enjoyed the visit.
So this is where we're heading again. We're going to be heading down. It's a overcast day here in LA. It's actually not real foggy. We may hit the marine layer. I may have to stop and put on a jacket.
It's actually pretty pleasant. It's not hot, it's not cold.
Yeah, I think it's going to be perfect weather for riding.
Yep. Well, yeah, you're all armored up too, so.
Yeah, so that makes it pretty. This is just south of San Onofre. You probably can't see it, but that's the nuclear reactors just up the coast. And then okay, we're down in San Diego now. I just came up, I've got time to kill, so we came up Mission Gorge Road and stumbled across this regional park. It's called Mission Trails Regional Park. It says, welcome to one of the largest regional parks in the country with over 8,000 Mission Trail Regional, with over 8,000 acres. Mission Trail Regional Park protects and preserves 7 unique habitats which provide home for many rare sensitive species, threatened and endangered plants and animal species. Several cultural resource sites can be found, revealing past use by ancestors of today's Kumeyaay people along the 3-mile stretch of the San Diego River. Is the site of the old historic Old Mission Dam and Flume on the National Register of Historic Places. Okay, well, so I want to show you this place. It's really beautiful, and it's right, I mean, it's only a few miles from, you know, civilization or downtown, well, I don't know about downtown, but, you know, right in this area. So anyway, I guess we get to go down this road here, and it'll take us up somewhere. I'm not sure. The lady, it's the old Mission Trail. So apparently there's a river somewhere below us, or well, there is a river in here. It's pretty dry, she said, and then it's going to take us up to the old lake. And so let's go see where this all takes us. I'm kind of excited to be here. Anyway, well, this is pretty cool to be so close to such a big urban center and to have a park like this. So I've got the time and I want to look. So let's go. So here's where we are. Well, it's not dirt, but it sure is pretty. If you like desert mountains, and I do. Okay, I guess that's the San Diego River down in there. The lady said it's pretty much underground here. So apparently they have a campground up at the top here too, which is nice to know, because if I come in next time, I could camp up here while I get set up to head out. Well, it looks like there's a little water in the river. Maybe not. Well, looks like we're getting back to civilization. It was a short ride, but still pretty. Hey, I guess that's the very end of the seasonal park. Okay, we are here at Road 1. This is in San Diego on Mission Gorge, in Mission Gorge. This is where I drop off the bike, and it's going to be taken from here, eventually put on the boat and shipped back to Maui. So this is it's kind of an unusual place. I guess if you come out Fairmont Street all the way to the end, you come into the Sinclair gas station and you're right here, or you can come down this alley here and it'll put you in here. But yeah, for those of you that are thinking about shipping your bikes from Maui to the mainland, or anywhere in Hawaii to the mainland, this is the process. The bikes always come into San Diego. You can't ship them anywhere else. With that, I'm going to bid you adieu, and we will talk to you guys later. Aloha. Aloha, everyone. Thought I'd get back to you folks, let you know that I've made it home intact, and had an incredible journey. I mean, it was a mix of everything. I mean, it was good, it was bad, it was breakdowns, rescues. People saved my butt. I managed to save my own butt a few times, and it's been quite the journey. It's good to be home. Anyway, it's like I say, it's been quite a journey. I managed to clock 12,500 miles, visiting all the western states with the exception of New Mexico, and I'm guessing probably in the end I probably did about 3,600 miles of dirt road. Did a hell of a lot of highway driving, way more than I ever wanted, but you know, sometimes it couldn't be helped. There just weren't dirt roads in some places that I needed to get to, and I would like to thank my family and all my friends for support, and for all of you people out there that stopped to help me along the way. Man, I can't thank you enough. I mean, it was an incredible journey. It was something like out of a Kerouac novel, on the road. The whole country was in motion. It seemed like there were 1 million people in trailers and campers and refugees from fires and from COVID and from high rent. And always very interesting. Many people from, well, everyone, it didn't matter what walks of life you came from or what your political leanings were. If I got in trouble, people were there to help me, and nobody asked me whether I was a Republican or a Democrat, and then if I was one or the other, they weren't going to help me. That did not happen. So this concept that we've been fed by the media is total bullshit. This country's not divided. We've got people that just have different opinions of how things should be done, but I personally couldn't find anybody that didn't agree that our political system has been hacked by a bunch of criminals, and we're getting a little fed up with it. But enough of the politics. I did bring a map. I drew some lines, give you a quick idea of the ground that was covered. Like I said, it was 12,500 miles, and it was all in the western half of the United States. So let me see if you can see all this. Might be some glare. Let me bring you up here. And so we started out in San Diego and we ended up in San Diego. So the trip kind of went pretty much like this. So we got dogs and cats running around. Okay, ended up going out to Yuma, up to Vegas, across up into Kern River, across back to the coast because it started getting real hot real fast. So I jumped back over to the coast, went on up to Monterey, across into Yosemite, and then down. And anyway, worked my way around the country. As you can see, it's quite a hodgepodge. But if you follow my videos, you'll get a pretty good idea. But this is an overall of what the entire trip entailed. And of course, there's a million little off-roads and dirt roads that I don't have in this. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, kind of compile it down into a more visual picture of what kind of country. I did not make it into New Mexico, almost. We got real close down here and made it from the Mexican border all the way to the Canadian border and back again. So quite the journey that way. So it was quite an experience, and the people I met along the way were fantastic. Just amazing. My family, thank you so much for taking me in and helping me out, and showing me places that I wouldn't have known. And to all those folks out there that you know, took the time to tell me about their back roads and beautiful places. I mean, it's incredible. This country is an amazing place. As much as there was traffic all over the main arteries, the back country roads, I could go hours and sometimes almost days without seeing people. And it was quite an experience. The wildlife was fantastic, and you know, we saw, I got to see for the first time in my life, a wild wolf ran across in front of me in the Bighorn Range up in Wyoming. Got to meet Tony the moose in Needle Rock on the coast in California. He was the dominant male, weighed 1,400 pounds. His shoulder height was higher than my head and had a rack on him that spanned more than 6 feet in width and probably 6 feet in height. Just massive. I did get some shots of him, but they're on my camera. I mean, on my telephone. I will try and get that stuff downloaded. I have a lot of shots of all around the country. Some of flash floods. Just a little bit of everything, and the adventure covered a full scope of possible incidences, breakdowns, flat tires, you know, just a crash. Motorcycle and I almost head on. We both went down, but we fortunately didn't hit each other, and that was quite entertaining. I was actually going down a dirt road up on the Lost Coast, and he was coming up the road. I was going down, and we were both doing the same thing. We were going from side to side using the banks of the dirt road to make the turns, and we were both going pretty fast. When we nearly collided, I was on my side going up on the bank, and he came around on my side using my bank going the other way, and I went up and he went up, and I'm going, oh shit. And then just last second he dropped down, went under me, went down, and I went down, and we both went down. I had to laugh. I mean, I couldn't be mad because I was doing the exact same thing he was, so that was pretty entertaining. Spent some time holed up waiting for parts, and all in all, it spent a lot of time running from fires. That was probably the most disappointing part of the trip, is that I spent so much time running from fires that it really did limit the amount of ground that I could cover, because there were places I just couldn't go, that the fires were so massive and big, and the smoke was so bad that it wasn't even worth trying to tackle. And the dangers of running into a fire became so great that I had to abandon some of the back country, especially Idaho. Idaho was hit hard with lightning storms all at the time I was there, and it was very disappointing because I'd gone up to the Canadian border and was going to head south all the way down to southern Idaho and into Nevada, and had to turn around and didn't turn around, but I had to just head over into Oregon to get away from the smoke and out of it. That part of it was very depressing, to see how stressed the whole western half of the United States was from fires. And, you can blame people for it, the Forest Service for not managing things, but the reality is the climate's getting hotter and hotter, and we're in severe, severe drought. And, if you want to blame anybody, blame all of us, because we've been pumping out exhaust fumes and hydrocarbons and paint sprays and all kinds of crap. So if you want to point the finger at anybody, look in the mirror, because we're all responsible for this mess. And you can pretend you're not, but, it's pretty hard to dispute the science. I mean, you can if you want to, that's your prerogative, but it's not taking any responsibility. And if you don't take responsibility, you can't change anything. So on that perspective, I apologize for the preaching, but that's pretty much the way I see it. It's all of our responsibility. But in large, I may not have agreed with everybody I met on the road, but everybody was very wonderful. We're all happy to see each other, and people from all walks of life were there to help me. I mean, I had people packing pistols on their sides that would stop and help me. It was very interesting. I had to drop a lot of preconceived notions about people. I met a lot of police on the road, retired and otherwise, and man, they were always more than willing to help me. Granted, I'm a white male, and I'm not perceived as a threat to them, but these did not strike me to be people that had an axe to grind against some. I don't think anybody was. Well, there were a couple racists that I ran into, but and the funny part was there was one guy, an Englishman, who was an immigrant to the United States, and he's bitching about Mexicans coming across the border, and I'm sitting there and go, man, you don't see the hypocrisy that you got into the United States, probably more because you are a white male and from a country that we favor, but you're still an immigrant, and yet he's bitching about immigrants coming across the border and they're going to take his job, and it's like, really, you're a professional boxer, and you're worried about what's the Mexican going to beat you? It was so funny to listen to, and there were a few incidences like that where the people, they don't see the hypocrisy in their own statement, but that's life. People are all nuts and crazy and different walks of life. So it was pretty entertaining, but. And then I did hook up with a group of travelers. They were pissed off and they're ready for a revolution, and they're all my age. It's like, yeah, they're talking about their guns and this, that, and the next thing, and it's like, yeah, you're going to go to war at your age. You're going to destroy the system that you're getting your Social Security from and you're living on. You're living the damn dream. You're out on the road, living in Mexico in the wintertime and up in Oregon in the summertime, and you're bitched out because some assholes in Washington are nuts. And I'm just going, this is really funny, like they're gonna really create this great revolution. I understand there's a lot of people pissed off, and they've got plenty of rights to be. I mean, you've got the pharmaceutical companies that are selling you opioids and killing your kids, and then a government that's not doing anything about it. Those people are still walking free. They bought their way into freedom, and they're not going to do anything about it. And then you got the honest pharmaceutical companies that didn't come out and say, hey, these people are killing people. This isn't right. And so people are afraid of vaccinating. Well, damn right. They've got a good reason to feel the way they do. I'm vaccinated, and I think it's stupid not to. But man, I understand the reason why people are reluctant to do it. So, it's good to get out and see the world and talk to people and understand where they're coming from. And, they're not stupid. They're just, they've got a lot of fears and things that they're dealing with. So, to all of those out there, we're not two-sided country. Most people, we've got a lot of fear, especially with COVID running rampant, and the people that are refusing to take it, believe me, I understand why you're doing it. It's very dangerous. It's dangerous for all of us, but I get it, and I'm sorry that we've had such bad players that you have to feel so threatened by it, but I get it. Anyway, for all of those out there that have helped me, man, I cannot thank you enough. And I want you guys to know that I love all of you, and God bless you, for all the help that you've given me, and for being the wonderful people that you've been. And for people that think that America is a horrible place, it's not a horrible place. We're just run by a bunch of morons that are so lost in their power that they don't even have a clue what the hell they're doing. And it's like Christ said, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. And I'm not a Christian, but that's a pretty fair assessment of it. You can only do what you're capable of doing, and that's it. But to all of you, once again, man, just I cannot thank you enough. You guys, you made my trip. You made this country what it is, and it is a good country, and they're good-hearted people. And like all countries in the world, man, people are wonderful. It's just that we've got a few morons out there making it difficult for everybody, and sadly, the ones you notice are the bad ones. You know, that's a bad way to run things. The media likes threatening people and scaring people, but there's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, there are incidents. It's like when I was in Helena, a woman got killed by a bear, and everybody's up in arms about the bear. Well, the amount of bear attacks in the world are very, very minimal. I mean, I've come within 20, 25 to 50 feet of a grizzly, and I was on the menu, and he looked at me and I looked at him and he walked away. That's not this trip, but it, you know, so I want you to know that bears are not the enemy. The wild, wild west. I've had people say, man, you weren't carrying a gun? And I'm going, no, I don't carry a gun because guns create problems. You know, you're more likely to have a problem with somebody if you're packing a gun than if you don't have the gun. So I won't carry a gun. And as far as wildlife goes, they're not a threat, man. They're so afraid of us. It's unbelievable. I mean, probably the scariest night I had was I was in my tent one night, and I was camped right next to a bunch of blackberry bushes. And in the middle of the night, I hear this, and I'm going, what the hell is that? And I'm going, oh man, I should. And finally, I realized it's a pig and her piglets. And I guess the piglets got too close to my tent, and the mother was chasing them back. But holy smokes, man, I was, it shook me up. I got up and shined my light in the bushes. I'm trying to see where they were, but finally they went off. And then the next morning, the neighbors were camped close by. I go, man, what was going on last night? And I told them, at least that's my assessment. But you know, I'm still alive. That's the bottom line. I didn't shoot anything. I didn't kill anything. And no, you don't need a gun to protect yourself from the world. There aren't evil people out there trying to kill you. I mean, there are some evil people, but they are so few and far between. And if you're going to live your life in fear and not do anything in fear, then you're already one of the walking dead. So to all of those out there, I say, go out and live your life, man. There's good people. Those people will help you any way they can. And, you know, shit does happen, but very, very rarely. So on that note, you're probably tired of listening to me, and I'll probably edit out half of this stuff. But once again, I love all of you guys. Thanks to Steve for putting me up in L.A. Thanks to my brother and my uncles and my cousins for all the help you've given me and helped me along the way. And to each and every one of you that gets out there and lives your life, man. Enjoy, man. It's a beautiful country, and I wanted to show you guys what this country looks like off the main highways. It's incredible. Go out and live and enjoy. Aloha.